Alright, let me just post this on here and we'll get started as usual. Let me just check something really quick. Alright, so I finally got past the part in the game where I would have cursed up a storm because of a certain character. So I don't have to worry about having my channel being shut down because of bullshit. So let me go ahead and move this, put this down here, and put this over here. I'm actually trying to find a specific folder for a very specific game. So hopefully it won't be too bad. I decided not to do Metal Gear Solid 2, even though I technically did play it earlier during the day, but it's just, you know, if it's not a brand new game, you know, no one's not gonna fucking watch, so whatever. But also I didn't really feel like it, but probably see how far I can get in this at the very least. I also have this gun, which is quite possibly the most overpowered weapon I think I have as far as like standard leveling goes, since it's pretty freaking ridiculous. Like, I guess the build that I have, it just lets you regenerate so much ammo. And it's also one of those weapons that whenever you get critical hits, it bounces back and or returns to your magazine pouch or whatever. So it basically almost has partial unlimited ammo because it is set up. It is disgusting. So I'm happy about that. Probably do GTA because I need to catch up on the Kyle heist. I guess they duped the duplication trick or whatever. Not that I really give a shit, but I do want to make sure I'm ready for the next time I play that. Going to get like the one skip I actually found that's like remotely useful, because every other one I tried has just not been that useful, I guess. I have no idea why. I have to do it from the other side. Yeah, I probably gotta do it from the other side, I think. There we go. Yeah, I guess to do it from that one specifically. There we go. I'm pretty sure this skip is like extremely common knowledge, but it does allow you to get around a little bit easier compared to the other ones. What the fuck? Give me a second. Ah, shit. This is stuck, I think. Alright, let me quit the game and I'll fix it. Guess I'll probably just do another game. I don't really feel like waiting for Boarderlens 3 to boot up. The game takes a long ass time to boot up. I have no idea why. But anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thankfully, a restart seemed to fix it, but because it takes Borderlands a while to boot up, I might as well just play something on Xbox. I think I know what I'm going to play, actually. Got a pretty good idea, actually. So let me change something really quick. All right. I don't know, to be honest. I'll just turn this off for now. But yeah, I'll probably do some Escapist too, I guess. I actually want to try and craft all of the bonus stuff, I guess. Let me just make sure I get the game booted up. And I'll do exactly that. I haven't played this in a while, so I might be kind of rusty. And by a while ago, I mean I haven't played this on console by myself in a while. Alright, let's do some fun stuff, I guess. Alright, let me just go ahead and make sure the settings are proper. Because this game is kind of weird that way, I guess. Oh, great. Alright. Alright, let's put this shit on screen. And check out the crafting shit. But yeah, I actually did technically do this on the PC version, but I figure if I do it on the console version, it might be interesting, I guess. One thing I really don't like about this game, at least in the consoles, is that there's just no way of removing saves manually. It's just really fucking annoying. I hate it. I don't know why they designed it like that specifically, but I just find it really, really stupid. But this game is otherwise seemingly relaxing, so I don't really mind it, to be honest. Thanks. Oh! Fuck. Oh well. Alright. Might have ridiculously messed up. Yes, King. Thank you. Alright, let me try to run away first of all. See if hiding in here helps. Probably not. But yeah, I'm just gonna mainly be trying to create recipes, I guess, and shit. Or unlocking items, however you do so. Just gonna try to make my way to my cell, I guess. I can store some crap. Let me go ahead and oh shit. I don't know if I'm gonna like knock anyone out at this point, but I could probably try, I guess. If I can at least get a guard uniform, it should be relatively fun to just do whatever. I'm gonna try it actually. Crap. There we go. Alright, finally got his stuff, I guess. Yippee skippy. Yes, thank you for the encouragement. I guess I could play GTA Online, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that right now though. Oh, it actually gives you energy, huh? Alright, found string, duct tape, always good to have. RNG would actually be favorable this time, which is always nice. I know this game is quite popular with the bigger folks on YouTube. I just find it interesting for varying reasons besides the usual shaman ones, I guess. I know it's also the first game, but I know this one has a multiplayer in it. You can also play online too, which is kind of cool. I just think it's more interesting than Among Us, personally, simply because of that aspect. I would also buy in the Switch, but unfortunately you can only have 2 players instead of 4, which I do think is a considerable downgrade, honestly. But, oh well. I know Shades of Rogue 2 is going to be coming out soon, so I'm definitely looking forward to that the most. That's like the one game I'm actually looking forward to, but I don't think it comes out for a while though. I think it comes out next week, I think. Maybe a week and a half from now, probably. Definitely going to be locking onto that one for sure. But yeah, I probably might do GTA, I guess. It's not exactly my high priorities, though. If that makes sense. Here we go. You know what I don't really like about this game, ironically enough, is the music. I just don't really think it's that interesting, personally. So actually watching footage of the first game, it actually has music that's good, I guess, but it's just really not fitting for a game that's supposed to be essentially, at least I like to call it, like a PG version, or maybe PG-13, I guess, if you want to be reasonable, I guess. A PG-13 version of the Shawshank Redemption, I guess. Like, even if you play the game as intended, trying to speedrun, trying to leave the prison as fast as possible, just kind of walking around, messing around, or whatever, it's just very engaging and kind of relaxing in a very unorthodox manner. Hello, Mr. Machiavelli, I'm doing alright. I was going to play some Borderlands 3, but unfortunately the PS4's disk drive was kind of acting up, and because I had to reset the system, I didn't feel like waiting about 5 minutes for the game booted up, so I'm kind of low-key trying to craft the hidden items, I guess, because I'm bored. Maybe this has been a sign that I probably should have played the shitty game on stream again. I don't know. Let's see. I know this is a game that a lot of people do play, but I don't know. I play it very weirdly, I guess, compared to like everyone else. Alright. Oh, here we go. Oh, I gotta deposit this stuff. Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, there's so many other games that are like that now. Whether it be Wolfenstein 2 or even or for some people, I guess, The Last of Us for some fucking reason. Oops. At least with Borderlands 3, you could basically turn off the audio and subtitles, so at least you kind of have a mostly story distraction, I guess. Or however the hell you call it. I completely fucked with the wording, but you know what I mean. It also has that sweet local co-op, though, so I guess it's not completely worthless, but I know for a fact they're probably going to fuck up Borderlands 4. I mean, what could they possibly do to justify the story from 3 to 4? Like, as biased as I am with Borderlands for varying reasons, even I know they're going to probably fuck up with Borderlands 4. I just hope it won't feature Tiny Tina as the main star, though, because I'm going to definitely 100% skip that shit. It's not even worth buying secondhand. Can't stand that bitch. Yeah, it's really sad, too, especially with that Dragon Ball Z game, which I know people are going to compare to Xenoverse 2, which is kind of unfair since I know the Budokai Tenkaichi games are a different kind of beast compared to what Xenoverse offered, but it's I think the main problem is that for whatever reason, the people who made Sparking Zero decide to focus on the thing that makes fighting games really fucking annoying, is that they have little content for single player, whereas I'm pretty sure almost any Budokai or Budokai Tenkaichi game always had something to keep players going back for more in the offline department. I mean, wasn't Budokai Tenkaichi the one that had online play, but yet you could still play the game however you see fit? The online play was just kind of a bonus. Not that I'm trying to talk smack about Sparking Zero, because I do kind of want to play it actually, but it's just $70 for a game that's mostly focused on the online play, and fuck people who actually want to play the game offline. It's just ludicrous. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Those wonderful version exclusive crap that people seem to take for granted nowadays, but not gonna really get into that. I think I just messed up. Oh well. Might as well flush it, I guess. But my point stands, though, is that even with that version having online play, you could still get a lot of content for offline play. Whereas the hot and new Sparking Zero is mostly sparse on offline content. And that's kind of disappointing, honestly. Ah, jeez. That's terrible. But you know what they say. It's as the Aztecs say, it is what it is. But yeah, I do find it really funny though that it was reported the game was not going to have online multiplayer or local, excuse me. But then it just turns out that the game barely has any single player content worth a damn. So it's kind of like an actual certified bro moment, I guess, if you want to be that person, I guess. Whoops. I haven't really played much of those games, unfortunately, but I know that the Budokai games specifically, and not Budokai Tenkaichi, they kind of play a little bit like Dead or Alive if there was like a universal ranged attack, and not to mention the transformations and even the customization for the characters or whatever. Oh, you're talking about for Sparking Zero? I'm pretty sure there's a mod that does it for Xenoverse 2, but are they actually limiting stages for local multiplayer again in the year of our Lord and Savior 2024? Are you fucking kidding me? My god, they really fucking regressed. Like, this isn't the days of Twisted Metal Black where if you had 3 or 4 players, the number of stages you played on were extremely limited. Like, what is their excuse now? That's fucking terrible, honestly. Oh shit, I forgot to go to roll call. That's pretty bad. I just might be able to make it. Okay, good. That's, if you don't go to roll call, you're basically gonna be, you're basically gonna have, wait, what? Only one stage? Are you fucking kidding me? Just one stage? What the actual fuck? Why just one stage? That's like the biggest issue I had with the original Dragon Ball Xenoverse, besides the game running at 30 frames per second on all versions of the game. Well, except for PC, of course, but, you know. I can understand the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions running at 30, but for some reason, even the PS4 and Xbox One versions ran at 30 frames per second. I keep saying 60, but yet, even all versions of the game will only play in a one world tournament stage, and yet at least Xenoverse 2 let you play, at least Xenoverse 2 lets you play on 8 other stages, but even with all the updates the game has for the parallel quests, it's kind of fucked, honestly. I'll have to see if there's like people shaming the local multiplayer, but considering that most people don't believe in such things, it might be hard to find, but I'm definitely going to keep my eyes open for that, because that could be an actual rant, I guess, even though, unfortunately, it hasn't been growing, because I kind of, not necessarily retired it, but I definitely want to try and do other things, but unfortunately, it's, not to pull a DSP, but ranting about things would be easier than just doing other stuff, I guess. Which is why I've been doing a lot of stream highlights, in case you're wondering. Alright, you take your time. I'm going to try to do some more crafting and stuff. I might actually look up the hidden formulas, because I don't want to miss anything. I think I might have it on one of the, might have it on one of the Notepad++ files. Because I remember writing down the secret, oh, here we go. Here we go. Alright. 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 Let's go ahead and make some good stuff, I guess. Whoops. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. I didn't even see it. Wow. Wow, I'm stupid. Oops. Alright, let me head to the job area so I don't get extra stars and shit. Definitely do not want that. Here we go. Yeah, I gotta go put some of this shit away. Oh, here we go. And yeah, you can tell this game is made from the UK since there are U's and stuff. Which is fine. I just really wish that the other Escapist spin-offs had multiplayer. I don't think they do. I know it's like Walking Dead and Island Survival or some shit, but they do not have the local multiplayer, so it's kind of trash, if I'm going to be completely honest. But yeah, I don't know exactly what's gonna be, I don't know exactly, like, the parameters of, like, unlocking cosmetics in this, but it seems, based on how much time you played, I think. I could be wrong on that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta get the nails and shit. I'll I'll leave the inmate outfit, I guess, and I'll take the not nails now. Here we go. Yeah, let me go back and crap. I gotta see how you can craft the actual whip. Welcome back, Mr. Machiavelli. Good to have you keeping me company. If only there were more people watching, but oh well. Gotta take what you can get, I guess. Okay, here we go. Have to find this. Alright. Oh yeah, I saw it. It was pretty funny. Unless you're talking about the, unless you're talking about the videos about the dude. I don't sound like an asshole, but it kind of felt like I was watching one of those dudes, like how people would view them as boomers or whatever. And I kind of noticed this when he talked about Mega Man X specifically, saying that you could use the passwords to get the Hadouken, which I think the only version that lets you save that was the DOS version. Because I guess for some reason the DOS version lets you save all that crap, but I think there was some discovery not that long ago, I guess, you actually could save it to the password. But it's not exactly that you could, it wasn't exactly common knowledge, I guess, if that makes sense. So just kind of not rubbed me the wrong way. I definitely understand what the dude was talking about, but it just seemed a little off to me, if I'm going to be honest, but I can definitely understand where the dude's coming from. Oh shit. I'll definitely have to watch that then. I still don't know how the fuck you can screw up local multiplayer in a Dragon Ball game that's not Xenoverse 2. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like that game sometimes, but it doesn't have the greatest local multiplayer, honestly. Like, it's just kind of like one of those last-minute addition sort of things. Which really sucks, since Xenoverse 2, I think, has a lot more replay value than almost every game out there. And that's kind of not hyperbole. Even without the DLC, you can still get a lot of mileage out of it. It's actually kind of sad, to be honest. But yeah, I gotta find another wire. Kind of fucked up, to be honest. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it was originally not going to have local multiplayer, but then I guess they had to shoehorn it anyway or something. Like, I don't know. That just seems really, really weird. Honestly. Like, a Dragon Ball game without local multiplayer is just kind of fucked. But I guess with some things I just never really learned, especially with Xenoverse 2 or even Xenoverse 1. Like, isn't that like the same reason why something like, what the hell was it? Battle of Z was just kind of shit. Is that I guess it was a decent Dragon Ball game, but it actually had no local multiplayer to speak of, and you had to play it online. I don't know. It just seems really fucking dumb. I don't know. It just seems really stupid that they still have to somehow make local multiplayer for a Dragon Ball game like this taxing demand or some shit. It's really, really stupid. Yeah. Wow. I done fucked up on delivery. Phenomenal. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out now, honestly. Like, how could they fumble up local multiplayer for a Dragon Ball game that hard, honestly? Maybe David Jaffe made the game, who fucking knows? As much as I love Twisted Metal, the local multiplayer in Twisted Metal, and especially especially in Twisted Metal, like every Twisted Metal that he's had involvement with always had some limitation for no real reason. Yes, it could. I just really hope it actually does well, I guess. The only problem is I have to like record footage, and that's always fun. What? Alright, whatever. Stupid. I don't even know. Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch it after I'm done streaming. Because now you got me all curious and shit. I also really hate the defenders who's saying, "Oh, the game is fun. Who cares?" It's like, it's fucking stupid. Like, I think people can be allowed to criticize something much fairly, which is what all these people want. But then they still lump it up together as if it's just pointless bitching, which is fucking stupid. Like, people always advocate to have actual criticism and not just, shitty reasons to hate something. But then even when you bend over for them, they still fucking cry about it because it's not to their liking. It's really stupid. Like, do you want people to properly criticize the thing that you want them to criticize, or do you not? I don't know. It's just fucking stupid. Yeah, it's, like I said, this is definitely not the days of Twisted Metal 2012 where they had to deliberately remove content when I thought that was fucking stupid. But it's just getting a lot worse now. Like, legit. And yet people will always excuse it, or they'll have to mansplain for them, I guess. And it's really dumb. Like, me saying that Twisted Metal 2012's local multiplayer can be a hit or miss is not me saying that David Jaffe should jump off of a fucking bridge. It's actual criticism that, were it been fixed, would have given the game much more replay value, since the game is actually good, but it has problems. But people don't see that. They just, they look at anything that's considered hateful and they just get pissy about it. Even if it's like the most well-documented thing in the world, people still fucking complain. And yet you have actual... I hate to sound like them, but you have actual idiots trying to find flaws within the Sonic movie model for the third movie, even though the redone Sonic model for the first movie is why people like it so much, when personally I didn't really like either Sonic movie. I thought they were both shit, but that's not really the point. The point is that whether you criticize something fairly or not, people will still be pissy about it. I just think it's fucking stupid. I don't know. It just gets really annoying. No matter how you word it, no matter how you explain it, no matter how much evidence you have, any hate from these white knighters, and they'll get pissy about it. Even though all they ask is actually have criticism that isn't just blindly hating the game, but then they blindly hate anything these people have anything to say about the game. It seems a little bit contradictory, honestly. I'm literally giving you the thing that you want, and yet you're still crying about it because it's not what you want to hear. Yeah, exactly, which is why I'm playing this game. I know the main objective of the game is to escape the prisons as quickly as possible, but even just trying to find the items needed to craft some of these is just more engaging than like a lot of things, which is kind of sad to be honest. Like, even have to explain why I don't like Battle Royale to people, even though I've clearly explained why I don't like it, just gets extremely tiring. I don't like Battle Royale, period. I don't care what game does it, it's fucking stupid. The only exceptions are games like Burnout, where if you're in last place after a lap you get eliminated, or in games like Time Splitters who have a finite lives mode. Or if you enable it in Halo. That's about it. I don't care for this Hunger Games, Lord of the Flies shit. Especially in shooter games or anything of the sort. I mean, even Red Dead Online had to fucking shoehorn a Battle Royale mode. And people didn't even fucking play it. I think Forza Horizon 5 is something akin to a Battle Royale, but I don't think it works like how it would be interesting for, like, a game of that nature. It's just... I don't even know. It's just fucking stupid. But the difference is these people eat it up and they'll act like Black Ops 6 like the best fucking game ever, even though people literally said that with every fucking passing game. Can't even keep their priorities straight. It's just a really retarded cycle, honestly. I'd actually buy it if they didn't say the same shit every fucking year. Even turning on ray tracing in GTA Online, because it's actually a feature you can have it set to whatever setting has the 60 frames a second and ray tracing, it barely makes a fucking difference. Like, I can even show it, I guess, if you really want me to, but it's just like, it doesn't make the game that much better. I just really wish that some of the quality of life changes added to the online would have been added for the single player. You know, the thing like the... what the hell is it? The run button or whatever, you know, holding to run. That's a feature you can only enable if you're playing online, which I think is immensely retarded. I'm not obviously asking Rockstar to, you know, have it so that it could have the content from online to single player, even though literally people have done that with mods, but like, you couldn't at least have it you couldn't have people actually get that shit for the single player. It just seems really dumb, honestly. I unfortunately have no idea how I'm going to be able to craft this super metal baton. You gotta actually get it from these dudes, and they're not exactly, they don't exactly play, how the hell do you go it? They don't play, they're playing hard to get, basically. That's the word I'm looking for. Exactly. It's insane to me. Even frame rate for some things, like really obsessing over it, like using a microscope. It's like, yes, there are games that are noticeable at 30 and 60, but as long as it's not running on fucking PowerPoint presentation performance, I really don't give a shit. But if you mention that to Turok 2, that's a bad thing because it's one of the best games of all time. Which I, quite frankly, fucking disagree on severely. When even if you don't have the expansion pack, the game still runs like shit. The level design, I think, is even worse than the original Turok, and it's, it might be an ambitious sequel for varying reasons, but I definitely think that the level design is just not as good as people make it out to be. Yes, the original Turok was kind of dated in spots, and people like to make fun of it for having that fog shit, but at least the level design wasn't coherently annoying all the time. And plus, even if you're playing the PC version, whether it be the Night Dive remaster or the PC version, the saves work as intended, or as people mention that being able to save anywhere in Turok 2 in the original PC port breaks the game, but yet is retained in the Night Dive remaster. So this either tells me that the level design is actually shit, or they just kept it in anyway and just called it an actual feature of the game. I hate to be like a fucking broken record, but it's the only possible explanation. And even with the frame rate being much better in the Turok 2 remaster, levels like Lair of the Blind Ones is still fucking terrible. Even if it was during the era when games are actually good. Hell, at the very least, I know people complain about the platforming in Turok, but you literally get a save point right at the end of level 3, which is considered one of the more infamous parts of the game, despite the fact you literally get a save point so that if you happen to jump off and die, you can just literally reload your save and not lose anything. You might maybe lose maybe a couple of seconds. And maybe at worst you might have... Maybe you might not have the memory pack, but there's always the passwords and stuff, which gives at least some people reason to play for the game. Which is kind of the whole unlockable thing that Dude was talking about. Though what kind of sucks though is that the Turok remaster took out the enemy gallery mode, which is kind of shitty. Yeah, exactly. You can't even give constructive criticism to anything anymore. Like, people always get butthurt and pissy over it. Even when they did this thing with Dead Rising, oh, well, you have dislikes disabled on a remaster of a game that you don't like. That seems very suspicious. People are dumb. First of all, likes and dislikes don't do shit unless there's some hidden algorithm cheat code that does it. Like, I notice like mobile or browser extensions that shows likes and dislikes, but even if there's like a video that is well explained, people still leave dislike bombs anyway or whatever. So it's likes and dislikes don't mean shit to me personally. And it's not like it's hidden or disabled by YouTube. It's just only I can see the dislikes. The main thing that matters to me are comments, because it actually gives people a reason to leave a comment. And will people say, "Wow, this video is dumb. Why do you care?" Well, you clearly care to write a comment, which at least says a lot more than people leaving a like or a dislike. It doesn't tell me anything, unfortunately, and especially the engagement that comes with comments too. But I'll digress. Yeah, people are really annoying about that too, having to foam at the mouth for such things. I guess it happens to some people, like you and I myself, when I watched that video with that dude talking about the things I liked about games back in the day, but not to say he's an asshole, it just kind of gave me that vibe. I definitely understood what he was saying. It's just some parts of it were kind of like, wow, this is... I get the idea, but I don't know. It's just the vibes I got, but I wouldn't say he's a bad person for it. It's just honestly how I felt. I do find it funny they use Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, because I'm pretty sure the game came out in 2013, which I still think is a good game, but there definitely are some problems with it, and I guess people just kind of stopped talking about it, because I guess reasons. I don't know. I definitely say after the Sundowner fight is where the game's quality and gameplay starts to dip, and even with the whole controversy, if you want to call it, with the canonical timeline of it all, and just some of the weird jank that comes with it, like the whole blocking system. And no, I'm not calling it a parry because, well, first of all, Street Fighter 3's parry is called block in Japan, and second of all, usually a parry falls up with a attack of some sorts, and you don't really do that in Metal Gear Rise unless you I think either you unlock another skill to do it or whatever. I think it works like it does in Ninja Gaiden, but without the weird input on it or some shit. The game is also short too, despite how really good it is. If the game was about as long as Bayonetta and actually had a reason to actually replay, I definitely played a lot more than Bayonetta. I do think Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is the better game, even putting aside the Metal Gear nostalgia, but it's definitely way too short. I know its structure is similar to that Bayonetta being one of those linear type games, but you can still kind of play the game like a self game, since some sections you can actually skip if you don't get spotted by the enemy. So there is at least some variety in the combat, which is always nice, and it kind of keeps the series roots, traditions, and stuff. Not to mention the VR training missions. I think some more DLC and stuff. I know there's also the expansions too, with Jet Stream Sam or whatever and the dog, but I think those were nowhere near as good. I tried playing as Sam and it was just fucking terrible. I didn't like it. I don't think I finished it. It was just fucking terrible. But definitely the PC version is the best way to go, since not only if you put in the Konami code, you can basically unlock the ability to fight the bosses in the get-go, so if you don't want to go for the stages themselves, you just jump right into the action, which I think is really neat, but unfortunately the console versions never got the update, and you still have to buy the DLC if you want to access them, and some could be seen as game-breaking, like the ones that can carry extra medkits and shit, or whatever they're called, nano paste. Oh yeah, that game is awesome. That is definitely my favorite of the Platinum Games lineup. It kind of had a mixture of light sandbox travel while just doing the missions, and I know you can actually play against the bots in the multiplayer mode, which is really cool. And plus, doing the 2 character routes is worth it, since you can unlock, I think it was I forget the name of the character, but it was like one of the enemies you fight in the story. But then he turns out to be, I don't know if he's like the final boss, but I know he's like one of the bigger enemies that you fight. The Gargoyle. No, not Max. There's another character you had to, you had to go through both stories to unlock it, I think. Let me look it up. Now I've gone, curious on it. No, not Garuda from the Street Fighter EX games, no. It might be Garuda, but let me check. I know it's also called Max Anarchy in Japan. I love how I put Anarchy Reigns on game FAQs, and the game that came up first is fucking Mortal Kombat 1, followed by Hyper Dimension Neptunium, then Titanfall 2, and then Anarchy Reigns. What a fucking joke. Gargoyle, here we go. Yeah, Gargoyle, that was the name. Apparently you can either reach level 22 in multiplayer or beat both Jack and Leo's red side in the campaign. So it was definitely worth doing, because I really liked the game. I wouldn't necessarily call it a Grand Theft Auto clone, because obviously you're not driving around, but it's I know like the missions I know there was like a little sandbox, and I believe you walk to the missions and stuff, and you can kind of do some light beat 'em up stuff in between it. So it was a really nicely laid out mission structure, in my opinion. But yeah, that's the character you unlock by basically beating both sides as Gargoyle. He's one of the says he's similar to Garuda, but it's the I believe it is I'm looking on the wiki. It says they appear in Barry Sure during the fight against Cthulhu, providing support to the mechanical behemoth. I also know that the game had Bayonetta's DLC, which is kind of weird, but it's still a cool little bonus, I guess, if you want to call it that. I forget who I used in that game. It's been such a long time since I played that game. I really want to play it again, but unfortunately, it was never made backwards compatible. And it's, there was actually no land, by the way. Apparently the reason they didn't include it, and I could be wrong in this, so you have to take it with a grain of salt, is that Platinum Games, basically when they looked at the idea of having land, they said, who needs land? Fuck that. That's what it basically was. Fucking shot themselves in the foot for not including it. At least you can play against bots though, so it's not completely worthless, but man is it fucking sad. I think there was a video that Critical made a really long time ago, back when he wasn't a complete morally grandstanding type of person, and I actually did play the multiplayer on it. You know, what's up everybody, it's Critical, so we're going to be playing Max Anarchy, otherwise known as Anarchy Reigns in North America, let's do this shit. I think it still might be on his channel, maybe. You just go like Anarchy Reigns gameplay and commentary, some shit, and you might find it. It's one of his really old videos. I hate saying that, because that dude was a fucking legend back then. Back when he just made videos that were funny, even if his language barrier was kind of kiddie, but it's, unfortunately, it's, his, things on it now are just, I don't know, I don't really like it anymore. I definitely lost interest in him when he showed that video talking about the whole fake blindfold speedrunner thing that everyone made a fucking bitch fit about. And even when the dude came out and apologized for it, it was, people were still mad at him. People acted like it was fucking Dream or something. It was fucking stupid. I think it was one of the few times, I think Tipster his name was, where we actually did an interview with him or whatever. I don't know, it was just fucking stupid. And I love me some speedrunning controversies, but when it turns into the dude who just said like a harmless speedrunning thing or whatever, and it wasn't like as nearly as big of an impact compared to other people like Dream or some shit, which some people still think it was faked or whatever, which they're fucking stupid, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was just fucking stupid. I lost all respect for him after that shit. Because that was fucking stupid. Dude literally did nothing wrong, that speedrunner. I get to play that game, actually. I know you brought it up a bit. I think there's a website, actually, that if you're able to convert the saves for the VMU to RetroArch, you could probably play it if you don't mind playing off of someone else's old-ass save file. I'm actually finding it, actually, while I fly to Kyle Perico. It's a type Kyle Perico on Google. Lol. Alright, Dreamcast, Capcom saves. They have a bunch of them, actually. I think stuff from like Power Stone to Power Stone, Cannon Spike, I think. Here we go, FightingStreet.com. It's actually still up. You might have to change the names or whatever, but it should work. And they actually have it for both the American and Japanese version. So if you know how to do that shit for RetroArch and find a ROM of Spawn in the Demon Hand, I think it's called, you could practically play it again. But let's see, they have saves for, this is a sample of it, by the way. I know you don't have to make an account, thankfully. Let's see, they got Super Street Fighter 2 X for matching service, which is basically, the superior version of Super Turbo, which, I'm gonna be honest, while I do understand the need to grind stuff to unlock stuff, this game kind of takes it to the extreme by having you beat the game with every single character, including the super versions of the characters. It's honestly kind of absurd. The Street Fighter 3 games, Capcom vs. SNK 1 and 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, Star Gladiator 2, Plasma Sword, I guess it was called Star Gladiator 2 in Japan. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which the PlayStation version was definitely more content-packed, but it was nowhere near as good looking compared to the Dreamcast version. And plus, I also had the original JoJo arcade game, so it was definitely a more faithful arcade port, but it was missing it didn't have the content that was added for the PlayStation version. It makes sense out of that. But yeah, Power Stone 1 and 2, some tennis game by Capcom, that's what it's actually called. And for some reason, Code Veronica has a save icon from the original Resident Evil, which they kind of low-key use in Evil Within, but I guess Shinji Mikami worked on it, and people thought it was great because of one reference. Although it has nothing to do with Resident Evil besides one callback. Tech Romancer, Game and Net Data, I guess it's the Japanese version. Rival Schools 2 or Project Justice, it's pretty alright. Fairly simple and easy to use, thankfully. Oh, that sucks. I think this one Spawn game that was in the PlayStation was kind of a mixture of action, and then when you got into combat, it would turn to like a really weird fucking fighting game. I don't think it was two-player, though. I think it was just designed as a fighting game, although for some reason it's not. There was this one game I remember that it was like this game where you hunt down terrorists. It was also a first-person shooter, but then when you got to the actual terrorists, you actually entered like a fighting game mode. And apparently the main final boss in the game was Osama bin Laden, which definitely does show what kind of game it was back in the day. Unfortunately, it wasn't very good, but it's something like that would never happen today. I think I also got a port on PC, but the names are very different between the versions. And I wish I was making it up. No, it's literally a first-person shooter game that also turns to a fighting game, and one of the terrorists you fight is Osama bin Laden. Fucking godlike. No, not Soldier of Fortune, although that would be funny if they actually had that. We put FPS game with Osama in it. America's Most Wanted releases Fugitive Hunter War on Terror. I'll link the video on YouTube if you feel like watching it. Oh, here we go. It's the final boss of Osama bin Laden. That game is actually good too. I think it actually had a pretty good PS2 port. It has split screen, so it's favorable, honestly. Well, yeah, it's literally a first-person shooter game where you can also go into a fighting game mode. There was absolutely no way a game like this would ever come out, unfortunately. Alex is only about a minute, so... Oh, Jesus. Fucking... I forgot to mute the laptop speakers. But yeah, it's only about a minute long, so it's not really, It's not a super long video, but still. Unfortunately, the game wasn't, very good. It definitely had a lot of problems, but it just goes to show what kind of insane shit people made back then. But this is another thing I really don't understand. Like, for some reason, Twitter is like the only place where people actually defend the fucking 4Kids dub, which I think is fucking retarded. Part of the reason I really don't like Pokemon is because of just how fucking terrible the 4Kids dub was, especially with Pokemon the first movie. It's, especially the scene where Ash practically dies again, but everyone's tears brings him back to life, which is just fucking stupid. And not to mention all the other shit that people did with it, which... You know, fucking stupid jellyfish... Not jellyfish, no. Jelly-filled donuts in place of, whatever food it was. Rice ball, I think? I forget. I'm not exactly from Japan, so it's, Oh yeah, I think I've seen gameplay of that. I think Jado reviewed that game. It's basically Bethesda published game, I think, where the main protagonist curses a lot. But unfortunately, the gameplay doesn't hold up. But it's I think I've seen that actually. But but yeah, people like legitimately defend the 4Kids dub, which, okay, if you want to look back at it and just be like, oh yeah, I remember this or whatever, like with Sailor Moon's Dick dub, where they practically replaced lesbian relationships with fucking incest. Okay, fine, you can have a laugh at it, but don't act like it was like this thing that needs to be defended, because that's just entirely fucked up. First of all, like, I get that people are literally homophobic every single day, but acting like the 4Kids dub of anything that they've done, maybe except for like, what the hell was it? I think Ultimate Muscle and TMNT are like the only actual good dubs from them, because, well, they didn't entirely make it dumb. But almost everything else is fucking stupid. Sonic X is terrible. Fucking Kirby Right Back at You is fucking terrible. I really hate that fucking theme song. It's so stupid. But it's just like, look, if you want to laugh at that shit, fine. I think it's funny from like, wow, this is fucking stupid. People like legitimately defend the 4Kids dub as if it was like this misunderstood dubbing change. It's like the same fucking company who basically tried to water down violence, and this was like back in the 2000s and shit, or even making everything American. That's just fucking stupid. Like, if people think that dubbing is like really shit now, like, I think people had it way worse when 4Kids was a thing. Like, even shows like One Piece, which I don't really care for, by the way, I have no nostalgia for it, but just the fact that they basically tried to neuter death or whatever, making one of the characters hold up a fucking lollipop instead of a cigarette, and of course the infamous whitewashing scene, which everything to these fucking weirdos is considered whitewashing, especially with the whole the whole fucking what's her face from Splatoon, Marina and shit. Like, instead of commenting on the thing about the artwork that's actually decent is the little skin on her thigh, because, you know, I guess the person who originally drew it not only made the skin slightly brown, or not slightly brown, slightly light brown compared to the original skin. People are like, oh, you whitewashed this character. 4Kids literally had a fucking dub where they made one of the characters black with the pink lips. Instead, they just changed him into a white dude for no fucking reason. Like, that's fucking stupid. The only thing that's even more fucking stupid is when, I think China for a while basically did the whole Darkstalkers 3 thing where they changed the blood from red to white. And yes, that was an actual thing. Back when Darkstalkers, or not even Darkstalkers, excuse me, Vampire Savior was a thing, I guess in most versions of the game, they would change the blood from red to white. And every time I see that shit, it's just like, wow, they tried to do the thing that Capcom did. It was fucking stupid. They also changed one of the stages' backgrounds from red blood to green blood, which I guess is still kind of stupid, but is nowhere near as bad as saying fucking white blood in place of red blood. It's fucking retarded. But like, the 4Kids dub back then was just fucking terrible. There might be some nuggets of wisdom, I guess, if you want to call it that, but it is definitely not this thing that people should be celebrating, considering that they basically tried to Americanize things and literally made it basically neutered for the kids. And yet people think that it's worth defending because, well, it was whatever back then. Not to completely pull a condimentier argument, but like, I have a lot of nostalgia for 007 Racing, and I still think the game is a piece of shit. I mean, it's made by the same people who made Ride to Hell Retribution, or at least they would eventually surpass their worst game ever. It's basically just a glorified Twisted Metal ripoff, with the only few redeeming qualities is that it references like a bunch of old James Bond films and shit, and maybe letting you drive some of the vehicles within the James Bond universe. The game is fucking terrible. Oh no, Mr. Machiavelli. It's not a remaster. It's a no fuck. It's not a remake. It's a remaster. Learn the difference. Yeah, I completely fucked up on the joke, but people are so fucking stupid with that. I think it was also a Nintendo Switch exclusive for a while, which is probably why the game kind of looks like shit. I think it was a deliberate choice for it to be on the Switch, and then they just like said, fuck, we'll port on everything else. Oh god, they must have a lot more time than I ever would. But yeah, I'm not even kidding. If you look up the development, the name, I guess, or for Double Seven Racing, you can actually find that the studio would eventually make Ride to Hell Retribution. It's not even a good Twisted Metal clone. It's just terrible. It's not very good. And the reason I call it a Twisted Metal clone is because it's mainly vehicular combat, and the two-player mode is literally taken straight out of Twisted Metal. Even one of the levels in the game is the rooftop, and if you fall off, you're fucking dead. Wait, the difficulty name is called 1% mode? What the fuck? Are the difficulty names based on, like, milk percentages or some shit? You got skim difficulty, 1% difficulty, 2% difficulty, whole difficulty. What the fuck? And the equivalent of European is screamed fucking skim milk. This shit is ass. But I've seen plenty of people talk about it. I know Jado did an excellent video talking about it. So I'll definitely take his word for it that the game is fucking shit. But because I didn't play it, I can't say it's shit, even though I've literally seen people break down exactly why the game is shit, and it's not just some negative hater. Like, they've actually went point to point as to why the game is shit. But whatever. I think I played the PC version too, I believe. So it's not just some weird shit going on or whatever. It's just I actually made a video talking about it, and it intrigued me in a way. But you know, can't crap on a game unless you played it. But let me crap on Chain of Memories because, well, I've seen people talk about it. Okay. Not to bring back really old shit, but I really do find it funny that the one game in the series that tries to not have so much spam in it and maybe requires a bit of thought is what breaks people, apparently. Oh, okay, it's a reference to something. Okay, my bad. I guess it's a biker thing. I wouldn't know, honestly. But at least I learned something new today. So that's good. But speaking of PC, I definitely gotta try out that Doom mod you showed me. I'm definitely interested in seeing how it plays out. Finally got a version of Doom 64 that actually has the content from Doom 1 and Doom 2. And it's similar to the other official expansions. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a Brutal Doom version, which I don't really like Brutal Doom, honestly. Not to diss on it or anything, even though the person who made it's kind of an asshole, but I'm not going to go into such more like grandstanding shit, even though he kind of deserves it. I don't really like Brutal Doom. I think it kind of takes away the whole purpose of playing Doom in the first place. Yes, I'll definitely look into it. Just gotta find a schedule too, because trying to find a proper schedule for such things is annoying. It's like the hardest part of it all, honestly. Not that I'm going to scrub mode shit, but it's finding that right time is just Ugh. Here we go. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, the only reason that this mission took long is because I usually use the bike to make the jump, and because I completely fucked up, I just end up swimming instead. How good, tequila. Yippee skippy. I'll probably download when I watch the that video about Dragon Ball and shit. Could make for interesting pastime. Oh, sweet, 2 paintings there. I'm actually doing a solo then. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get going myself. Don't forget to check out the video I sent. It's only a minute long, so it might make you be put in a good mood, because they say never go to bed angry. Yeah, absolutely no goal in this, but at least I have two paintings in the office. I could definitely do this solo if I wanted. Alright. I'm sure it'll be interesting, I'm sure. And if not, I'll have to find something better for next time. Yes, Mr. Machiavelli. Thank you once again for keeping me company and hopefully enjoying the conversation and sometimes the gameplay. Alright, let's see. Let me go ahead and okay, I guess I'll have to collect this is good. Not yet anyway. Gonna go ahead and might as well go to the auto shop, I guess, and then I'll do the maybe the 2 Kosatka missions, I guess, before I get off myself. I'm gonna go back to Escapist 2 off stream so I can get the rest of the crafted stuff. Definitely watch that video and see what's up. Alright. Let's do some creations. Alright, well that's done. Let me go ahead and actually do these yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Kosaka missions. I'll do the easy ones, I guess. Easy. Yeah, right. What? I didn't fail it. I completed it. What the fuck? This game is weird, man. I don't even know. What the fuck? I can't even bring up my phone to repair the oppressor, so that's fucking nice. Yeah, I bet it's gonna come out of my fucking pocket too. Ugh. I really want to play Free Fallen, but I don't want the stream to get copyright flagged, so I'll just play something else. I don't know what I could play, to be honest, but I'll think of something. Unfucking believable, dude. Well, I guess I'll make my bed and I'll probably get off. That's like the only thing I can really think of doing right now. It's just fucking stupid.